So I was in a conversation with somebody today about gaming, about video gaming, whether it be PC, Xbox, whatever it is. And I had a thought or a question that came to my mind, and it was, why do so many people game? What it is they find in it, and is there something lacking in their life? Is there something in our culture that's missing that they can find in a video game? And I have a sort of theory about it, but I don't believe I'm right. But I can kind of see, at least from my own perspective, um, how and why maybe so many people seem to um, choose gaming. And if you look at a lot of these games, the developers of these games do a pretty good amount of research on mythic perspective, on mythic things. Elves, dwarves, trolls, magic users, the warriors with the armor. And those things reach deep down into, I think, a lot of our symbolic ways that we look at life. We feel enriched when we're playing these things. We feel like we're participating. We're participating in our myth making. But if you look at the culture here in America, what's the myth? The myth seems to be get a full-time job, well, get a degree, get a full-time job, and make money and be successful so that you can retire. Yeah, I get that. But if all you're telling me is, hey, make a little money, make a little money, um, and pay your bills, and just be a good citizen, where's the richness in that? I mean, I don't see it. I mean, you look around you, and there's constantly people. They're needing something. There's all these people that just want and need, and I'm like, well, okay, so you're telling everybody to do the same thing, but they can't. And so I'm seeing a lot of people, and this, I mean, I just use gaming as one medium for people's response to this. And I'm wondering if there's something that can be done, because I'm not opposed to gaming. What I am opposed to is that gaming is the only way to find a rich myth, a rich mythology, something that you. Because the way I see it is, if you have something like that, if you live and you have a good mythic kind of perspective on things, you don't need to go somewhere to find humor, to find joy. It's just already occurring. There's not this quest of seeking where for money and accumulation and power and greed and I'm going to get my 2.5 people per family, and I'm going to have a fenced-in backyard with a dog that pisses and craps all over the yard so that I can clean it up, and so then I can work on the weekends after working my 50-hour shifts at my regular job. I think when you really learn to live in that mythic perspective, those things are very, very secondary, and you stop trying to look for it because you know it's already happening. This book called The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus. I forgot who said the quote in the book, but somebody had asked a follower of Jesus about finding the kingdom of heaven. And he said, well, you can't find it or not find it. The kingdom of heaven just is. And if you let go of all these needs to look for it, you'll realize just that. And I think if we're talking about myth making, because we all do it, we all make up things about the world and the universe around us. So why not be intentional about it? And why not maybe have a little fun with it? Um, and intelligent. Be intelligent about it. Don't go, hey, I'm going to be a monster today and go cannibalize 3 infants. I mean, that's not cool. But you can play there. Because to me, the mythic perspective is kind of right in the middle between the concrete and faith. It's that it's kind of a blending where it's not that you believe or have faith, but you dance with things that come out of consciousness, the archetypes, as Jung would call it. But back to the gaming, I'm curious to see if that's one of the things. If the desire for gaming is is correlational, at least, with what seems to me to be a very shallow myth in our culture. How people go, it's almost like feeding. It's almost like eating food. How people feed their consciousness. Okay, so I touched upon quite a few things pretty lightly. Well, sort of. I wanted to do that so that if people wanted to respond, it would leave a bunch of room for different myths, different responses. I didn't want to try to answer because I don't have the answer at all to this. What I'm looking for is not on my own basis, because I think I'm living the mythical perspective life. I mean, I don't have super high degrees in myth making or religious studies or anything like that, but I don't think you need one. I think an intelligent, intentional life mixed with humor and openness allows for that. I mean, it allows for the creativity, the spontaneity that goes beyond impulsiveness. And so for me doing this and talking about it, it's more of a, hey, let's share with each other. Because we can only grow if we're sharing. If you have questions or responses, please send them in. So, all right. Have a good one, everybody. And I will talk to you later.